much, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please remain standing as we invoke the Lord's presence? We invite Archdeacon of Grenada, Archdeacon Michael Marshall.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Mighty God, awesome God, sustaining God, you are worthy of our praise and thanksgiving. This evening, I thank you for the joy of sports and the many important life lessons learned from involvement in sporting activities. Source of all blessings, I acknowledge your presence here among us at our National Sports Awards ceremony as we honor our outstanding sports personalities for their dedication and performance in their various disciplines. We are grateful for the character honed in them during their training and many competitions. Undoubtedly, discipline, perseverance, and a determination to excel have been instilled in them abundantly. And this evening, we celebrate with immense appreciation their God-given gifts, talents, physical and mental strength, and capabilities. Thank you, Father, for their sporting exploits and the many accolades brought to this nation. In a very special way, Lord, pour out your blessings on the Grenada Olympic Committee, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, sports committees, clubs and organizations, coaches, sponsors, other sports enthusiasts, and all who participate in sports. And now, Father, I pray that everything done this evening reflects your presence among us and within us. Strengthen and inspire all the presenters and speakers, and grant enlightenment, enjoyment to all gathered. Father, equip them with your wisdom and humility, and may this award ceremony encourage others to strive for excellence in all their undertakings. Be with us, bless us, and keep us through these proceedings. In the most holy name of Jesus, I pray and commit today's event. Amen.
Archdeacon, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now have your seats. At this time, we'd like to invite our host and hostess for the rest of the evening. Would you please put your hands together for Alexan Fletcher and Mr. Jason Skeet.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Her Excellency Dame Cecile Grenade, Governor General, Senator David Andrews, Minister for Education, Youth, Sports and Culture with responsibility for education, the Honorable Ron Redhead, Minister of Education, Youth, Sports, Culture with responsibility for youth and sport, Mr. Bernard Wilson, the President of the Grenada Olympic Committee, Ministers, Permanent Secretaries and officials of the government, directors and members of the Grenada Olympic Committee, distinguished ambassadors, members and officials of the Diplomatic Corps, Archdeacon Michael Archibald, Mrs. Hazelyn Regis Buckles, distinguished guest speaker, nominees and special recipients, members of the sporting associations, special invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Well, that was a long list.
Good evening once again, Archdeacon Michael Marshall.
I didn't say Michael Marshall?
Michael Archibald.
I said Michael Archibald? I am so sorry. I know this is a sporting event, and I just systematically referred to one of our basketball sporting icons in Grenada, so please, no offense.
Good comeback.
Of course.
But good evening. Yes, Jason, it's good to be here with you, and it's good to spend this evening with all this wonderful, wonderful representation of Grenada,
Yeah.
Carriacou, Petit Martinique. It's
Sports.
a return, yes, and it's a return.
The return of the Sports Awards, and of course, you know, because of COVID-19, the hiatus of the Sports Awards, but now we're back and we're going to reward excellence in sports as we look back on the year 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot has happened in 2022. We got back on the field of play, we got back on the basketball court, we got back to the field, there was athletics and just about everything else. And 2022 here in Grenada, we will reward our sporting icons. The grit and the determination that they learn in sport will take them through for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. So, you know, we got to do the little sharing thing here, right? So I'm going to try to do my best to bob and weave. But like Jason mentioned, it is a wonderful celebration of the nation's athletes. We're so happy to see them on the world stage. How cool and awesome is it to see the likes of Lyndon Victor in the decathlon? When I used to be, you know, I tell people as a little girl, I always used to view the Olympic Games and was in complete awe with the decathletes. And then we got Kurt, we got Lyndon. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Grenada has obviously produced some of the best sporting personalities, especially within the Windward Islands and the wider Caribbean, of course. Anderson Peters, Kirani James, we would go on and we would mention these names for the rest of our lives. My name would not be in that list, of course. All I have to show are some battle scars, some old knees and elbows, and some crackings here and there when I stretch in the morning. But that's good enough for me. I can live with that. Ladies and gentlemen, as we mentioned, looking at it on television, we also have some partners with us this evening, and this event actually is being broadcast on the Grenada Broadcasting Network, also on MTV, and a couple of social media platforms as well. The Grenada Olympic Committee's Facebook page, GBN's Facebook page, and a few others. So while your phones are on silent, feel free to message some of your friends and tell them, you know what, go to social media, check the television, you might just see me.
All right, so we're going to get this event on the move, and we're going to start off firstly with the President's remarks. I'm so happy to introduce this gentleman. He and I, we had a lovely chat a couple minutes ago. And can you believe it? He was the very first Sportsman of the Year, 1984. Also, he also represented Grenada in the discipline of boxing in the Summer Olympic Games, 1984. I'd like to give a warm welcome, and please join me as well, to welcome the President of the Grenada Olympic Committee, Mr. Bernard Bunny Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Master of Ceremonies and Mr. Master of Ceremonies, for your kind invitation. Your Excellency, Dame Cecile Laguenard, GCMG, Governor General of Grenada, Senator the Honorable David Andrew, Minister for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, with responsibility for education, Senator Ron Redhead, or Minister Ron Redhead, Minister for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, with responsibility for sport, youth and culture, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr. Alva Brown, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, with responsibility for youth, sport and culture, fellow directors and staff of the Grenada Olympic Committee, presidents and secretaries of the national associations, award winners, distinguished guest speaker, Mrs. Hazelyn Regis Buckles, ladies and gentlemen of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Board of Directors, management and staff, I am deeply honored to extend a hearty welcome to everyone to our National Sports Awards ceremony. I wish to acknowledge the Government of Grenada's partnership with the Grenada Olympic Committee to make this event a reality. Thank you for being here this evening to celebrate the excellent performances of our athletes achieved by their exceptional dedication, discipline, and hard work. This is the first award ceremony since the start of the COVID pandemic, after almost 2 years of enforced inactivity in sport. Despite those challenges, our athletes rebounded in 2022, displaying their commitment, perseverance, and steely resolve to succeed. The goal of the Olympic movement is to contribute to the building of a peaceful and better world by educating youth through sport practiced without discrimination of any kind, and in the Olympic spirit, which requires mutual understanding with a spirit of friendship, solidarity, and fair play. Sports contributes to the harmonious and well-balanced development of the body, personality, and mind. We encourage the regular practice of sports by all people in society, regardless of sex, age, social background, and economic status. We want to increase access to sport for all, for everyone, in particularly the young people, understanding that educational and health values of sport. The mandate of the Grenada Olympic Committee is centered around the athletes, working closely with the associations to identify and develop young talent, enhance the athletes' preparation and performance, and the development of high-performance coaches. There is financial support that both high-performing athletes and coaches may access to assist in their preparation to participate in competitions, qualifying competitions, and the Olympic Games. Coaches can benefit from sports science or sports-specific technical training through courses, workshops, and seminars available. We will deliver this mandate focusing on good governance, financial controls, and capacity building. Team Grenada attended the historic first Caribbean Games held in Guadeloupe, June 29th to July 3rd, 2022, and won 2 bronze medals, copped by Zachary Gresham in swimming and Nishon Pierre in triple jump, evidence of their perseverance and persistence. I think we have some of the athletes from those games. Please stand, some of you. And the athletes from the British Commonwealth Games. Thank you. Following the Caribbean Games, we sent a team of 22 athletes and officials to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England, held July 28th to August 8th, 2022. We participated in swimming, para-swimming, athletics, para-athletics, boxing, and cycling. We won 2 medals Lyndon Victor was the star for Grenada, winning gold in the decathlon. In the javelin, Anderson Peters copped silver. We also had an admirable performance of fourth finish by Kurt Felix in the decathlon. And as Lexan said, I really admire the decathletes. And to think that we have decathletes here when we weren't doing hurdles and we weren't doing pole vault and we weren't doing this, and for them to finally be on the world stage and doing that well, absolutely fantastic. Now, 2022 was an excellent year for athletics as we saw Anderson Peters blaze the trail in the javelin and bringing honor and glory to Grenada, winning the gold medal at the World Athletics Championships. And that was July 5th to July 24th in Eugene, Oregon, USA. The entire nation stopped to view this event, showing the power of sport as a tool to strengthen social ties and bring people together. The Grenada Olympic Academy hosted a camp for athletes who are part of the Pan Am Youth in Sport program run by the Grenada Olympic Committee. The two-day event took place on the 10th and 11th of December 2022 at the Olympic House. A total of 39 athletes participated from the sporting disciplines of triathlon, sailing, table tennis, cycling, swimming, basketball, tennis, and volleyball. I participated in the program. I was one of the people. I gave them some of the history of sport and things like that. And I was very impressed by those athletes. And I know that the Olympic Association, the Ministry of Sport, and others working with these athletes, the future of sport in this country will be bright. Cognizant of the importance of mental health, in addition to the physical health of our athletes, topics included anti-doping, safe sport, athletes' nutrition, inclusion of Paralympics, para-athletes, and sport psychology. Our Women in Sports Committee is focused on increasing participation for women and girls in sport, safe sport to protect our athletes against harassment and abuse in sport, having more women represented in leadership and official roles. Through strengthening of our Athletes Commission, we are working on empowering athletes to contribute to the development of an effective athletes representation team to represent the views of the athletes and make their voices be heard. Athletes, we thank you for making 2022 an outstanding year. Those who won medals and those who did their personal best. Not only the athletes, but the coaches, the chef de missions, the associations, staff, directors, and everyone who put their hearts and hands and minds towards an outstanding performance for 2022. We are exceptionally proud of you. Let's hear it for the athletes. Congratulations to the awardees, and I look forward to fantastic performances in 2023 as we prepare for Olympic Games, Paris 24, with the following games coming up this year. Pan Am Games, October 20 to November 5th, Santiago, Chile. Central American and Caribbean Games, 23rd June to 8th July, San Salvador, El Salvador. Commonwealth Youth Games, 4th to the 11th of August, 2023, Trinidad and Tobago. In closing, I would like to wish every one of you a very good evening and hope that you enjoy the rest of the evening with us and our athletes. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bernard Wilson, the president of the Grenada Olympic Committee. Please give him another round of applause. The first round of applause was for him reading the speech. This one is for him being the first-time Sportsman of the Year, as Lexan mentioned, and he actually got to the second round of the boxing. Was it in the Seoul Olympics? That was 84? That was 84? Huh? That was Los Angeles. Okay, all right. So you got to the second round. You actually beat somebody. Okay. I had to do that. I find we look so. Hey, come on, this is a sporting event, ladies and gentlemen, and we're awarding excellence in sports. And to all the young sporting folks here, those of you aspiring to greatness, I just want to remind you that it is wise to continue listening to the voice of experience and don't take their stories for granted. Mr. Bernard Wilson is one such man with many of these stories, so you can learn a lot from him. And for all the others, please feel free to encourage them as they go along. Playing sports for your country is not an easy task. You carry your country on your shoulders, and a whole lot is expected of you. So encourage them. They need it. Yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite to the podium for some remarks Senator David Andrew. He's the Minister for Education, Youth, Sports and Culture with responsibility for education. Please put your hands together as we welcome to the podium Senator David Andrew.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
You look fantastic. You look very elegantly dressed. It's good to see you. Her Excellency, Dame Cecile Lagrenade, Governor General of Grenada, Honorable Ron Redhead, Minister in the Ministry of Education, Youth, Sport and Culture with responsibility for youth, sports and culture, Honorable Andy Williams, Minister of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Mr. Bernard Wilson, President of the Grenada Olympic Committee, other permanent secretaries and officials of the Government of Grenada, directors and members of the Grenada Olympic Committee, distinguished ambassadors and members and officials of the Diplomatic Corps, Archdeacon Venerable Michael Marshall, Mrs. Hazelyn Regis Buckles, distinguished guest speaker, nominees and special recipients, members of sporting associations, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, friends, well-wishers all. I am delighted to be addressing you tonight on this special occasion. It is significant as we prepare to celebrate our 49th anniversary of independence. Then it's quite fitting that we recognize and celebrate the achievements of our sportsmen and women in like fashion, in a fashion similar to that with which we celebrate our 49th year as an independent nation. The sporting industry is in fact a multi-billion-dollar industry. And whenever we gather to celebrate the achievement of sportsmen and sportswomen, it's always a good opportunity to point to the varying careers that exist in the world of sports. When I was a student, I'm not sure we thought of sports in that vein, but I'm happy we have the opportunity now to do so. And I'm happy we are putting the emphasis in those areas because there are truly many meaningful sporting careers that are available in this multi-billion-dollar industry. We are happy to have partnered with the Grenada Olympic Committee to successfully stage this event in honor of you, our accomplished sportsmen and women. Those of you who have contributed in large measure through your coaches, your managers, your administrators, your parents, your friends, families, and well-wishers, we salute you this evening. Let me take this moment to acknowledge Honorable Ron Redhead, who has just returned from being out of state. He just returned from Jamaica, where he was attending a World Anti-Doping Agency conference. And as we are all aware, the issue of anti-doping is at the very core of sports today. Doping in sports seriously undermines the principles of open and fair competition. It damages the public perception of sports and demotivates participants. It negatively affects the probability and sponsorship of individual athletes, events, and teams. It can be a career damager. This is why it is extremely important for us to be involved in supporting the anti-doping programs and initiatives locally, so that Grenada can have and develop and implement our own rigorous anti-doping regime. The Olympic creed, swifter, higher, stronger, denotes the pursuit of human excellence in sports. You, our awardees, you have excelled in your various disciplines, and tonight we salute you. We are proud of you. You have all done well. Just to be nominated is a show of excellence. Just to be among the top 4, the top 5 as nominated for excellence is success and needs to be awarded and rewarded. To those of you who have gone on to be professionals on the international circuit, to those of you who have competed regionally and are part of regional teams, and to those of you who have remained here at home and have done well, you are all worthy of recognition. The government of Grenada, through the Department of Sports, will continue to make efforts to ensure that adequate facilities with proper coaching and technical support and guidance and inputs are available to you for further development. And that we do across all major disciplines. We believe that we must return to the identification and development of sporting talent at the lower levels of our school system and the community, the grassroots level. Our coaching programs must be therefore focused and sustained. Significant investments will be made by all stakeholders, and we hope this holds true for all of us, that significant investments will be made by all stakeholders, having regard to the fact that sports can and has changed the economic fortunes of athletes and their families dramatically. I am certain that most of the relevant stakeholders are here this evening in this room. And so I want to encourage us to see the value of sports and the benefits it brings to a community. Receive the positive impact that it can have on the lives of individuals, and determine to meaningfully continue or to contribute to its development. Let us work together to improve the standard of living of our people and communities through sports. The imminent implementation of the National Sports Council through the National Sports Policy will see the renewed focus on the development of sports across all disciplines within the various parishes and communities throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. We have completed the reconsultations across the entire island with additional engagement of interest groups and professionals to ensure that the policy reflects the needs and interests of all of us. As alluded to earlier, sports is a vehicle for change and upward mobility. The policy is indeed to develop a more structured approach to sport development that will provide focus and direction to all stakeholders and bring coherence to the initiatives of the different stakeholders, including the federations represented here this evening.
It's a hot mic, no talking.
Again, let me take this opportunity to congratulate all of you on your achievements and successes in your various fields as you continue to do well for yourselves, your teams, your communities, and your country. This evening, I urge each of you to make a commitment to run a better race, to throw a further distance, to swim a better lap, to bowl a tighter line or length, to make more runs, to score more goals, and to be the best that you can be. And further, always seek to outdo your last best. It is clear that the value in recognizing and acknowledging achievement in sport is immeasurable. And so I must extend a hearty congratulations also to the Grenada Olympic Committee and the Department of Sports for organizing this National Sport Awards. I want to leave you with a quote from Emil Zatopek, a former Czech Republic long-distance runner who won for three gold medals in the 1952 Summer Olympics in Helsinki. He said, and I quote, "An athlete cannot run without money, or rather, an athlete cannot run with money in his pockets. He must run with hope in his heart and dreams in his head." Unquote. I want to leave you here tonight, this evening, with hope in your hearts and the dreams in your head that whatever discipline you are in, you can make it. Have a fantastic evening, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Senator David E. Andrew, for your words of encouragement and support. Kind of make me want to get back into sport, and where's Miss Bruno Victor? You can vouch for me, right? All right. Yes, we're having a fantastic evening celebrating our own, and once again I'd like to say warm welcome to our viewers via the national television stations and also the Grenada Olympic Committee's Facebook page. Warm welcome to you again. It's time we take a little break or a little bit of a segue into entertainment. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our first performer for this evening, saxophonist Mr. Brian Hurst. Mr. Hurst, welcome back, brother. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. The next tune is entitled Smile Jamaica. Hope you enjoy.
I don't know when is the event coming up that I'm planning, but Brian is booked. Brian, you are booked. Keep your fees moderate. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting down to what we call the brass tacks now, the presentation of the awards. I'd like to, before I go any further, recognize the presence of Mr. Andy Williams. He came in a little bit late. He's the Minister for Mobilization, Transportation, and everything else that I forget. The list long, forgive me. I also like to recognize, you see, even though we're celebrating here tonight and we are paying tribute to excellence in sports in the year 2022, the Grenada Olympic Committee did travel some distance. We came a long way. And there are some people who were instrumental in that journey. And I see a couple of them here with us this evening, and I'd like to recognize the presence of long-standing former President, Mr. Royston LaHaye. Please put your hands together for him. And also a man who has been by his side, and also a former president, Mr. Charles George. Many of you don't know who Charles George is. Charlie George. Don't call him that when he dealing with the brigade. What do you call these people? The Cadet Corps. Yeah, it's a serious thing. Mr. George, I'm sorry. Right? I'm sorry. I apologize for everything I did wrong during those times. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for the awards, and we're going to call on another distinguished lady to do the presentation for us. So bear with us for a brief moment. We need to move the podium off the stage, and we will do that. But while we're doing that, here's another light moment. When SAS was rivaling with high school in the days of Intercall, Vida Bruno Victor was the coach for the Anglican High School, and Patrick Simmons was the coach for SAS. Watch how two of them sit down there now tonight.
The best. Those were the good days.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to call on Mrs. Vida Bruno Victor. She is the General Secretary of the Grenada Olympic Committee, to make the presentation of the first set of awards, and she will present the awards for Ms. Vida Bruno Victor. Please put your hands together for her, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the awardee from the discipline of athletics, please put your hands together for female athlete Joanna Thomas.
No.
Ms. Thomas is not present.
This college student shone on the U.S. circuit in indoor and outdoor track and field competitions during 2022 indoor season. She finished second in the long jump at the Corky Classic in Lubbock, Texas. Her jump was 6.21 meters. At the Charlie Thomas Invitational, also held in Texas, she participated in the pentathlon and finished with 2,933 points from her 5 events. At the Jarvis Scott Open, she finished first in the long jump with a distance of 6.02 meters. In March, at the Indoor Championships of the NJCAA, the National Junior College Athletic Association Indoor Championship, she finished third in the shot put with a throw of 9.91 meters and established a new meet and national record to win the 60-meter hurdles in a time of 8.60 seconds. She went on to win the long jump in a distance of 6.32 meters, setting a school and facility record. As a result, she was awarded the NJCAA Indoor Track and Field Women's Field Athlete of the Year Award. At the outdoor season, she maintained her steady progress, competing at the West Kitley Invitational, Texas Relays, David Noble Relays, and the Ross Black Open in New Mexico. At the West Kitley Invitational, she finished second in the 100-meter hurdles in a time of 14.28 seconds and assisted her school's 4x4 100-meter relay team to finish third in a time of 45.74 seconds. At the David Noble relays, she amassed 5,256 points to finish second in the heptathlon and assisted her school's 4x100-meter relay team to finish second in 46.44 seconds. In April, at the Ross Black Open, she won the 100-meter hurdle in a time of 13.73 seconds and the long jump with 6.31 meters. Her performance at NJCAA Division I Championships included first in the 200 meters in 24.04, first in the 100-meter hurdles in 13.87 seconds, and clearing a height of 1.55 meters for second in the high jump, and also second in the shot put with 10.99 meters. This competitor, who was offered full scholarships from some of the top colleges in the United States, such as Louisiana State University and Mississippi State, was selected to represent Grenada at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. However, injury forced her out of representing the country at the Games. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Athletic Association's most outstanding female athlete for 2022 is Jonay Thomas.
Jonay is not here with us this evening, ladies and gentlemen, but Mr. Paul Phillip will collect on her behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, the male nominee from the sporting discipline of athletics.
This nominee for Sportsman of the Year has displayed an outstanding level of achievement over the last year and continues to compete at a consistently high level, regionally and internationally. His hallmark of consistency includes 87.88 meters performance in the Czech Republic, 90.75 meters in the Netherlands, 85.85 in Slovakia, and 86.60, 84.75, and 71.94 meters in Finland, and a streak of 9 wins. This winning streak was only curtailed in August with a second place finish at the 2022 Commonwealth Games, where he threw for 88.64 meters. His amazing highlights also included a 93.07 meter throw at the Doha Diamond League Championships in May 2022. That winning performance, the 5th longest throw in history, also gave him a national and area record. He also successfully defended his World Championship title when he won the World Athletics Championships in Eugene, Oregon, with a throw of 90.54 meters. At the moment, he is ranked number 1 in NACAC, the North American, Central America, and the Caribbean region, and ranked number 1 as well in the entire world. He was the only Caribbean male athlete nominated for the 2022 World Athletics Male Athlete of the Year. And he is an MBE award recipient, the most excellent order of the British Empire, for his contribution to sports. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Athletic Association Most Outstanding Male Athlete of 2022. The most outstanding, the most excellent, the world's number 1 javelin thrower, Anderson Peters, MBE.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anderson Peters is not here with us, and his coach, Mr. Paul Phillip, will collect on his behalf. For the sporting discipline of basketball or female athlete.
Many years of outstanding basketball play for this athlete was augmented last year when she graduated from university in the United States with a bachelor's degree in business administration, marketing, and with a minor in economics. She began playing basketball as a first-year student at the Anglican High School. By the third year at AHS, she was representing Grenada in multiple sports, including basketball at the Windward Islands School Games. Her basketball focus, she says, was sharpened and her ambition grew stronger after coming under the guidance and tutelage of Coach Naka Joseph of the Guelph Sparklers basketball program. At Oakland City University in Indiana, while studying full-time to complete her degree program, she also competed in Division II competitions of the U.S. National Collegiate Athletic Association and the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. She has the urge now, she reveals, to return to the basketball court, possibly gaining access to the Women's League in Europe in the not-too-distant future. Please welcome the Grenada National Basketball Association's most outstanding female athlete for 2022, Rashida N. Chiddick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rashida is not here with us this evening, but her sister Rena Chiddick will collect on her behalf. For our male athlete in the sport of basketball.
This young man is one of the most exciting basketball players in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. He is 21 years old and a combo guard. His career has taken him overseas, representing Grenada at a regional basketball camp in the British Virgin Islands and twice as a member of Team Grenada at the Windward Islands School Games. Our country won that basketball competition. He served as team captain and was named Men's Most Valuable Player. Not surprisingly, he was elevated and earned selection to the national senior men's team and participated in an invitational b-ball series in Guyana. Last year, he competed in the Grenada National Basketball Association's Under-23 tournament. He finished the competition with the stunning statistics of 31.4 points per game and was the season's most valuable player. The Grenada National Basketball Association's most outstanding male athlete of 2022, Akinde Redhead.
Thank you very much, and thank you also to the General Secretary of the Grenada Olympic Committee, Mrs. Vida Bruno Victor.
And now we continue with the presentations. I'd like to invite Mr. Alva Brown, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture, with responsibility for youth, sports and culture, to the front. The first awardee will be awarded for the discipline in boxing.
The Boxing Association's nominee is a middleweight fighter. He represented Grenada at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England from July 28th to August 8th, 2022. He was in a group of 16 boxers in his middleweight category. He won his boxing contest to advance to the quarterfinals. Despite not making past the quarterfinal round, he fought a good fight and represented Grenada well. He was ranked 5th overall in the middleweight category at the Commonwealth Games for the points he accumulated. He was a Caribbean middleweight champion and held the title right up to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. He continues to take his training very seriously and is looking forward to other regional and international competitions. His aim is to represent Grenada at the Olympic Games. Ladies and gentlemen, the Boxing Association's Grenada Outstanding Athlete for 2022, Cameron Moses.
Congratulations. We move on to the area of bodybuilding and weightlifting.
This hard-working and dedicated athlete, a bodybuilder, was a medalist at competitions in China and the United States. In January 2022, he participated in the World Weightlifting Tournament in Beijing, China. He won 3 gold medals. His accomplishments in Beijing were followed by his participation in June in the Shenzhen Strongman's competition, where he placed first. He also was first at the World Powerlifting competition, and in November, he participated in the official Strongman Games held in Florida and competed with distinction. Outside of sports, he has been studying and writing. He has just graduated with a Master's of Law degree and is the author of a book titled Prophecy Fulfilled, A Strongman's Journey. Ladies and gentlemen, the most outstanding athlete for 2022 of the Grenada Bodybuilding, Weightlifting and Fitness Federation, Marcus Alexander.
The final award in this category goes to someone in the field of cycling.
This nominee participated in local, regional, and international cycling competitions. At the 2022 Grenada National Championships, he captured gold in both time trial and road race. He represented Grenada at the Pan Am Cycling Championships and earned a silver medal at the Caribbean Cycling Championships, which were held in the Dominican Republic. He also was part of Team Grenada to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, where he placed 21st among a field of world-class cyclists. His 2022 competitions also included participation in the Calais Cup National. He was the winner there, and he was 6th in the Manax International Stage Race. This athlete, who now rides for X-Speed United Cycling Team based in England, is unable to be here with us tonight. Mr. Terrell Felix, the junior champion, would collect on his behalf. But ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Cycling Federation's male athlete of 2022 is Mr. Red Felix Walters.
Congratulations to our second batch of winners, and thank you so much, Mr. Brown, for assisting with the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'd like to call on Mr. Johnson Dion. He is the treasurer of the Grenada Olympic Committee, to present the next batch of awards to our awardees. Now we move to the sporting discipline of football. And the female athlete, the female footballer, as nominated by the Grenada Football Association.
Football is her passion, and at 25 years old, she has been playing the sport for most of her life, from domestic league to college football in the United States. In our domestic competition in Grenada, this Van Dam resident and prolific striker has played for FC Camerhon. She's a student athlete at Central Methodist University in Missouri in the U.S., where she had a fantastic season with her school, finishing with 19 goals, including 6 game-winning goals, 5 assists, and 41 points. She helped her team in capturing the Heart of America Athletic Conference Women's Soccer regular season title, which was their 4th consecutive win. Her outstanding football play led her to receiving a first-team All-American award. Twice she was awarded Player of the Week, all while she maintained a grade point average of a 3.5. For the Grenada national women's team, she has earned more than 5 caps and scored Grenada's lone goal in the CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers. It was scored on home soil against Jamaica. The Grenada Football Association's most outstanding female athlete for 2022, Ronisha Frank.
The Grenada Football Association's Male Player of the Year.
He's a 29-year-old goal scorer from Victoria, St. Mark. Grew up near Alston George Park and was naturally drawn to football from a young age. Previously a team member of Sunsetters Football Club and the Guelph-based football club Sharks, he now has been playing for the Hurricane Sports Club for the last 6 years. He assisted the club in winning the 2021-2022 GFA Premier League title, scoring 12 goals in the tournament. He also represented St. Mark in the Pure Grenada Cup Championship. In that tournament, he scored 11 goals, receiving the Most Valuable Player award and also grabbing the prestigious Golden Boot award. It was his second Pure Grenada Golden Boot. In 2020, he also won that title. Recently, he earned his first call-up to the senior men's national team and played in the historic match in Carriacou against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Football Association's most outstanding male athlete for 2022, Christian Julian.
Now let's get ready to put bat to ball. The Grenada Cricket Association's Female Player for the year 2022.
As she has done for several years, this athlete represented Grenada and the Caribbean in the international sport of cricket in 2022. Her busy schedule last year included represented the West Indies women in 12 international matches, and she was appointed vice captain of the team for their home series against New Zealand. At the regional level, this former Grenada Sportswoman of the Year led the Windward Islands senior women in the West Indies Women's Super 50 tournament in Guyana. She also participated as a member of the Barbados Royals in the first Women's CPL. Her team won the T10 tournament and finished runners-up in the T20 competition. The Grenada Cricket Association's most outstanding female athlete for 2022 is Affy Fletcher.
Affy is not here with us this evening, so we invite somebody from the Grenada Cricket Association to collect on her behalf. Or her mom is here. We were just told that her mom is here, and her mom will be collecting on her behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, still in the sport of cricket, the Male Cricketer of the Year.
This candidate for Sportsman of the Year is a Windward Island and West Indies cricketer. His outstanding performances for the Windward Islands Volcanoes in the 4-day Cricket West Indies Championship earned him a call-up to the senior West Indies white ball squads. The white ball squads toured the Netherlands and Pakistan during the summer of last year. In 2022, he was also in West Indies colours after securing a place on the A-Team, a multi-series against the visiting Bangladesh A-Team on their tour of the Caribbean. Because of his stellar showing in the 4-day championships, he was returned to the contracted list of players with the Windward's Volcanoes franchise. The Grenada Cricket Association's most outstanding male athlete for 2022, Shimon Lewis.
Shimon is not here. We would invite someone from the Grenada Cricket Association. Please put your hands together. We see the president of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Dwayne Gill, accepting on his behalf. Now for the sporting discipline of gun and rifle.
The Gun and Rifle Association has nominated this person as its top athlete, citing his hard work and his participation in regional competition. He was a contestant in the 2022 Pan American competition. The association also credits him as an administrator and athlete, with diligently attempting to develop the sport in Grenada and in gaining the respect of many other competitors regionally and internationally. It also says that members are impressed with his deep commitment to attracting new athletes to the sport and in guiding them through the process. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Gun and Rifle Association's most outstanding male athlete of 2022 is Dwayne Noel.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you very much to Mr. Johnson Dion, the treasurer of the Grenada Olympic Committee.
Thank you so much. And we move on. I'd like to say congratulations to all the winners thus far. Now we move on to the next presentation of awards. Mr. Kurlan Peters, Coordinator of Sports at the Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture, will assist with the presentation for the next batch of awards. And we start off with the winner in the category of netball.
Some athletes are brilliant at playing in multiple positions in their team sport. And this athlete, who is 28, is among such players. She's an integral part of the Marlon Glean Fun City that participates in local netball competitions. Teammates described her as very hardworking, talented, skillful, and a good listener, who executes her playing duties with distinction. This multi-talented player is also the perfect example of consistency and demonstrates exceptional character in whatever on-court position in which she is placed, especially in an attacking role. At the Tournament of the Americas, held in Jamaica in November 22, she excelled and exceeded all expectations, although Grenada did not qualify. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Netball Association's most outstanding female athlete of 2022 is Tiffany Frederick.
And we continue with netball, this time for the awardee in the male category.
He's a standout in the ever-increasing popularity of men's netball. This athlete is a member of Jet Setters Netball Club and played outstandingly in all of the 2022 competitions of the Grenada Netball Association. And twice last year, he was a representative on the Grenada national team. First, he participated in a friendly series against the St. Vincent men's team and performed with distinction. Then, last September, he participated in the inaugural America's Men's Tournament that was held in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He won the Most Valuable Player Award of the Grenada team. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Netball Association's most outstanding male athlete of 2022, Mr. Daron Oxford.
And now we move on to another exciting area of sporting, sailing.
This aquatic sports athlete is a St. Joseph's Convent student. She's a sailor and a very skillful one at that. More than that, Sailing Association officials and enthusiasts of the sport say she has shown great determination and drive in assisting with development of sailing in Grenada. She's both eager to assist younger sailors and willing herself to learn more about the sport. She's recognized for her efforts last year in helping her club, the Woburn Wind Warriors, to many local victories in local competition. The Grenada Sailing Association's most outstanding female athlete of 2022 is Karina Benjamin.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to find out who the top athletes will be in the discipline of swimming.
This nominee, still a teenager, is a well-rounded athlete who has excelled in multiple sports, but she has demonstrated particular dominance in swimming. She achieved a B qualifying time for the Pan Am Games in the 100-meter butterfly, and this was a first-time achievement by any female Grenadian swimmer. In the long course meters, she established national records in the 100-meter butterfly and the 400-meter individual medley. In short course meters, she achieved national records in the 100-meter butterfly, while in short course yards, she established national records in the 200-meter freestyle, 50-meter butterfly, and the 200-meter individual medley. In competition of the Central American and Caribbean Swimming Federation, she was a bronze medalist in the 100-meter butterfly. She further stamped her authority with a solid performance at the OECS Championships, where in her swimming races, she set a new OECS record in the 13 to 14 100-meter butterfly. She also swam away with the age group titles in the girls 13 to 14 category by capturing 3 gold medals, 5 silver, and 2 bronze. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association female athlete of 2022 is Sarah Dowden.
And this evening's male awardee in swimming goes to...
This athlete, nominated by the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association for the Sportsman of the Year Award, was an OECS, CARIFTA, and Caribbean Games competitor. He demonstrated continuous growth and development over the tumultuous COVID-19 period, and despite the lockdown forced on by the pandemic, he emerged from the difficulty of the COVID situation to participate in competition, achieving a B qualifying time for the Pan Am Games in the 100-meter backstroke, the 100-meter butterfly, and the 200-meter individual medley. Those were coupled with national records in the 50, 100, and 200-meter backstroke, the 50 and 100-meter butterfly, and the 200-meter individual medley. In the short course meters, he set national records in the 50 and 100-meter backstroke and in the 100-meter butterfly and 200-meter individual medley. He was Grenada's sole medal winner at the 2022 Character Games, taking home a bronze in the 200-meter backstroke. He also won 2 bronze medals at the first Caribbean Games in the 100-meter backstroke and 200-meter individual medley. This national swimmer rounded off his campaign by taking home the age group championship title in the 15 to 17 age group at the just concluded 2022 OECS Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association's Male Athlete of 2022, Zachary Gresham.
And we continue to celebrate the nation's outstanding athletes. It's time to move on to the awardees for table tennis.
The female nominee of the Grenada Table Tennis Association is a national women's champion whose competition last year was limited to domestic events. She competed in 3 of the several tournaments organized by the association that served to cement her place as the nation's undisputed #1 female player. A former OECS champion, she is poised to participate in the upcoming Grenada 49th Anniversary Open Tournament that involves top players from neighboring St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Grenada Table Tennis Association's Female Athlete of 2022, Rosemary Dina Newland.
Congratulations, Rosemary. And now, our male winner.
This teenager, Grenada's under-19 champion and ranked among the top 5 senior table tennis players in Grenada, debuted as a national athlete by representing the country at the Pan American Under-23 Games in Colombia. It was a difficult debut for this attacking left-hand player whose preparation for the games was impacted by the sudden death of his father just 3 weeks before. Nevertheless, this talented, athletic 6'1" competitor controlled his emotion and represented his country. He began the 2023 table tennis season by winning the opening event of the year. The athlete, who has been a top player at the St. Rose Modern Secondary School in Worth, aspires to compete in this February's tournament against St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as the Caribbean Championships in Guyana in March. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Table Tennis Association Male Athlete of 2022, Cedric Marquez.
And that concludes this batch of presentations. Thank you so much, Mr. Curlin Peters. Thank you, sir, and congratulations again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite to the podium the Assistant General Secretary of the Grenada Olympic Committee. Please put your hands together for Mr. Rondell Johnson. Mr. Johnson will be presenting the awards for the outstanding athletes, starting with the sport of Taekwondo.
Among the female martial arts in Grenada, this athlete is one of the best, barring none. Her grit, skillfulness, and courage have made her an unmistakable standout in the sport. She brought her talent to regional competitions and also attained a blue belt in Taekwondo. The Grenada Taekwondo Association's most outstanding female athlete of the year, Dahlia Joseph.
And now the Male Athlete of the Year from the sporting discipline of Taekwondo.
This martial art artist is a veteran practitioner and is the Sportsman of the Year nominee of the Grenada Taekwondo Association. A state security official, he has been practicing teaching and competing in Taekwondo for many years and is also involved in mixed martial arts. In 2022, he received his third-degree black belt in Taekwondo. The Grenada Taekwondo Association's most outstanding male athlete of 2022 is Kelvin John.
And now we move to the Grenada Tennis Association and the Female Athlete of the Year for the Grenada Tennis Association.
An outstanding tennis player with great potential. This athlete participated in the Under-15 Girls National Junior Tennis Championships, and she won the tournament. In the Under-14 Girls Summer Classic Junior, she also placed first. At the Trinidad Cup G2 Cotec Junior Under-14, she reached the quarterfinals in the main draw. At the Sagicor St. Lucia G1 Constellation, she placed second and reached a semi-final in the doubles. And in the C.O. Williams tournament held in Barbados, she reached the quarterfinals. The Grenada Tennis Association's Female Athlete of 2022 is Arlena Adrigo.
The Grenada Tennis Association Male Athlete of the Year.
This student athlete, who is majoring in math, attends Atabo College, where he plays tennis. He has won several tournaments in singles and doubles and is the college's #2 player. His achievements include first place at the Cornerstone Bank Tennis Tournament doubles, two-time Team Most Valuable Player, and leading his team to its first playoff in 8 years, and to him receiving an honorable mention in 2022. The Grenada Tennis Association's Male Athlete of 2022, Mikel Alexander.
Mikel is not here with us this evening, but his father, Michael Alexander, will collect on his behalf. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to triathlon and the Female Athlete of the Year, triathlon.
In the last year, this athlete competed in triathlon races in Grenada, the Caribbean, and the United States. She placed first in January 2022 in the Odyssey Timing Team Aquathon. In March, she competed for the first time in the U.S. in the Clermont Draft Legal Challenge Super Sprint, placing 25th in the 13 to 15 age group. In May, she finished first overall among females in the Odyssey Timing Duathlon and was first place female in the Aquathon. In June, she took part in the Tobacco Rainbow Cup, placing second in the 13 to 15 age group super sprint in a time of 44.26 minutes. In October, she participated in the Barbados National Championships, finishing second in the 13 to 15 super sprint in a time of 43.45 minutes. Finally, in November, she traveled to Bermuda for the Character Triathlon. She was fourth in her age group. Her time, 38 minutes, and took Grenada's first ever character medal in the Aquathon, winning a bronze. At At present, she's being coached by Mark DeCall under the Pan Am Youth Program supported by the Grenada Olympic Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, Triathlon Grenada's female athlete of 2022 is Nina James.
And now the male athlete of the year of the sport of triathlon.
This athlete had a busy year, competing in the United States in both triathlon and Xterra triathlon and taking part in local events. On March 22nd, he placed fourth in the EX2 Xterra in Maryland, and in August, he finished seventh in Nevada at the Lake Tahoe Xterra. A month later, in California, he placed sixth in the Laguna Beach Xterra. In November, he captured second place in the Miami Main 70.3 event. He also took part in the Grenada Odyssey Timing Duathlon and Aquathon, winning his age group. This veteran athlete continues to give back to Grenada Triathlon as a national coach for the Pan Am Youth Program athletes, and he also serves on the Triathlon Grenada Executive Board. Ladies and gentlemen, Triathlon Grenada's male athlete of 2022, Mark DeCall.
And now we move to the sporting discipline of volleyball and the female volleyballer for the year 2022.
This nominee was the top female volleyballer in 2012 and in 2021, and again has been chosen by the Volleyball Association as its leading player. Her love for volleyball began at the age of 12, and over the years, she has developed into one of Grenada's best players. She's quiet and unassuming, yet very lethal when she steps onto a volleyball court to compete. Her fierce competitiveness in the past 12 years is reflected in the many awards she has copped, including 6 Most Valuable Player titles at the Windward Islands School Games. The athlete, who hails from the parish of St. Andrew, has also represented Grenada on the national senior team 4 times on hard court and beach games. In 2022, she was presented with the Best Setter Award in St. Martin at the female qualifiers of the Eastern Caribbean Volleyball Association. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Volleyball Association's most outstanding female athlete of 2022 is Jomela Billy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our male volleyballer for the year 2022.
This athlete, for more than a dozen years, beginning at secondary school, has had a constant presence on the volleyball court and has represented Grenada at many levels. A former Grenada Volleyballer of the Year, he possessed an explosive vertical jump and a powerful spike. At the recently concluded male qualifiers in Antigua of the Eastern Caribbean Volleyball Association, he walked away with the award of Best Libero and the Most Defensive Player. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenada Volleyball Association's most outstanding male athlete of 2022 is Siobhan Gludd.
I'd like to say thank you very much to Mr. Rondell Johnson, the Assistant General Secretary of the Grenada Olympic Committee. Thank you very much. And to all the folks who would have presented awards here this evening, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
you, gentlemen. Are you folks having a wonderful evening? No? For a minute, I thought I was speaking a different language, you know. Let me try. How's my Spanish? No. Not good at all, but we're having a wonderful evening. It's great to see so many young people excelling, and it's great to see veterans such as Mr. Mark DeCall still in action. Congratulations. Yes, you are a veteran. Come on. Come on. And it's not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. I see you are helping the future as well. So, wonderful. Congratulations again to everyone. We move on to the next item on the program, the introduction of the distinguished guest speaker. I'd like to welcome to the podium to do that honor, Ms. Denise Williams. She's the director at the Grenada Olympic Committee. Please help me welcome Ms. Williams.
Excellency Dale Cecilia Grenada, Governor General of Grenada, Senator David Andrews, Minister of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture with responsibility for education, Honorable Ron Redhead, Minister of Education, Youth, Sport and Culture with responsibility for youth, sports and culture, Mr. Bernard Wilson, President of the Grenada Olympic Committee, ministers, permanent secretaries, and officials of the government of Grenada, directors and members of the Grenada Olympic Committee, distinguished ambassadors, members and officials of the Diplomatic Corps, Archdeacon Michael Marshall, Mrs. Hazelden Regis Buckles, distinguished guest speaker, nominees and special recipients, members of Sporting Association, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and not forgetting Minister of Mobilization, Mr. Andy Williams. Hazelden Regis Buckles is a retired track and field athlete, known primarily for running the 400 meters. She holds the national record in the 400 meters for the country of Grenada. A 2005 graduate of Louisiana State University, she is a 10-time All-American and record holder in the indoor 400 meters and owns the second outdoor 400 meters time in the school's history. She also anchored LSU to school record in both indoor and outdoor 4x400 meters relay. During the same year, she was the Southern Eastern Conference, that is SEC, champion in the 200 meters, and also anchored the Lady Tigers to the conference title in the 4x400 meters relay as the foursome posted a meet record time. She won the 400 meters title at the Razorback and Armory Invitational and won the 200 meters at Holiday Inn Team Invitational. Hazelden was twice named SEC Women's Runner of the Week and USTCA Women's Division #1 Athlete of the Week. She made history by being the first Grenadian athlete to win a medal at the Pan American Games, a silver medal in Santiago 2003. In addition, she medaled at the Carifta Games, bronze, silver, and gold, CSC Games, silver, and was an Olympic semi-finalist in Athens 2004. She also participated at the World Athletics Champion. In 1999, 2003, 2005, at the World Athletic Champion, as well as the Summer Olympics in Sydney 2000 and the Athens Olympics 2004. Hazel also qualified for the 2008 Olympic Games in London, but could not compete due to injuries. After retiring from athletics, she transitioned into education. where she served in various roles, including teacher, dean of students, and assistant principal, before becoming a principal in 2019. She has a vast knowledge of what it takes to be a leader in education as a graduate of the Louisiana Superintendent Academy, the Business Report Leadership Academy, and the National Institute of School Leadership. She gives back to her community as a member of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Metropolitan Baton Rouge chapter, where she served as the co-chair of the Education Committee. She helped implement a scholarship mentor program which awards young women for their achievement. Hazel is a first-generation college graduate and earned her Bachelor's of Arts from Louisiana State University in Psychology and English Literature, and her Master's in Educational Leadership from Grand Canyon University. She is a wife and the mother of a 12-year-old daughter. Her family is her biggest support. Hazel admires the versatility of her work, which is the ability to teach, inspire, and be an agent of change. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Hazel Regis Buckles.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I am honored to be here this evening, not realizing that I was once sitting right there sometime a couple years ago or years ago receiving an award. So it's definitely an honor to be with you this evening. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the National Olympic Committee, with a special thanks to our president, Mr. Bernard Wilson. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be the guest speaker this evening. Grenada Athletic Association, sponsors, respected officials, and last but not least, our athletes and coaches. It's an honor being here with you all this evening. This evening, I am going to take, not long, promise, but enough time to engage you in a very meaningful yet complex topic, knowing your why and why it matters and how to connect your what and why. Was it a lot of what and why? I'm sure. But before I get started, let me just give you a little bit about winning the race. There are significant events and memories that shapes who we are. They stand out as important moments in our lives that shifted something for us. It created a new path for us or had an important emotional impact. The Spice Girls, we called ourselves, 4 young ladies who were determined to qualify for the 4x4 for the Olympic Games for Grenada. While not having the strongest team, we were courageous, fearless, and most of all, driven to prove others wrong. So if you know track and field very well, you know you need more than 4 athletes, right? You do for a 4x4. You need probably 6 or 7 in case someone gets hurt, someone missed their flight, or something happens. In our case, we didn't have that. We only had 4. The team consisted of myself, Kishara George, Jackie Ann Moraine, and Nisha Bernard Thomas. And guess what, you all? We ran every race that we could to qualify for the 4x4 for the Olympic Games. Every race, we were closer to our dream. Our last race, where it matters most, and it was our only opportunity to get there, was in Cuba. This was an opportunity to qualify. After a gusty race, we still fell short of qualifying, just by a second. Imagine looking up and not qualifying just by a second. I remember us all looking at the clock, saddened and disappointed because we were so close, but not there. We learned that hard work sometimes pays off in getting closer to our goal, and races are not won overnight. We learned to trust and rely on each other, the importance of teamwork. We learned to have each other's back despite falling short. This event is significant because we learned that we can accomplish our goals if we continue to push ourselves. While disappointed, we were met with open hands by our lovely country, even though we did not make it. And of course, all of our youths were there to support. They celebrated with us, and that is something that meant a lot. Because if you know, everybody wants you to what? Win. Everybody wants you to make it to the Olympics. And we were so disappointed coming back on the flight that we were like, oh man, we wonder what they would say. We had one person who wanted us to win this, well, not win, but qualify so bad. She compared us to the Bahamian girls, to the Jamaican girls. So we decided to call ourselves the Spice Girls, right? We wanted our own name. Ms. Vita Bruno Victor reminded us that Rome was not built in a day. Even though we did not achieve that goal, she still wanted us to continue to push and understand that while she desired and we desire to have a 4x4 women team representing us, that we still fell short. While we didn't qualify, we inspired others. That meant a lot to us because at the end of the day, it's not what we do, it's why we do it. Oftentimes, we ask ourselves, how do I know what I'm supposed to do? When we should be truly asking ourselves, why I'm here. When you know your why, your what becomes more clear and impactful. Track and field was my what. It was what I did. But my why was to use my talent to inspire others, to give back to my country, to earn a scholarship to attend any university of my choice, and most importantly, to honor those who helped me along my journey. So now I'm going to give you 3 specific steps that would help change your lives and the lives of others with your why. First, let's define what I mean by what and why. Your what is the specific goals or objectives that you are working towards. It's the what you want to achieve. Your why is the reason or purpose behind those goals. It's why you want to achieve them. In our case, running is what we did. But we really, really wanted to make that 4x4 team to inspire others. It was our why. Now in sports, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind of training, practicing, and competing. It's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture and to focus solely on the outcome of the next game or competition. But if you don't have a clear understanding of your what and your why, it can be hard to stay motivated and committed in the face of challenges and setbacks. That's why it's important to take time to think about your what and your why to really understand the purpose behind your goals and the motivations that drives you. Knowing your what and your why can also help you make better decisions, both on and off the field. And I know this is not about track and field, it's all sports. When you have a clear understanding of your goals and your why. When we set goals, it's easy to get caught up in the what we want to accomplish, what we want to achieve. But it's just as important to ask ourselves why we want to achieve these things. What is it that drives us? What is our motivation? Personal story from me. As a former athlete, the events and memories that I have experienced have taught me a lot about my why and why it matters. As a youth growing up, it's easy to say I ran track, never understanding that it was way more than being an athlete. One of the main reasons why my work as a former athlete matters to me is because it allowed me to challenge myself and push my limits, both physically and mentally. Whether it's training for hours, competing in a high-pressure situation, being an athlete requires discipline, dedication, and a strong work ethic. And I know all of you here know what that means. These challenges help me to grow as a person, but better yet, to become a better version of myself. Another reason is that it allowed me to be part of a team or community. Whether it's my teammates, coaches, or fans, being an athlete gave me the opportunity to connect with others, to work towards a common goal. This sense of belonging and camaraderie is incredibly important to me, and it helped me make hard work and sacrifice it. It helped because it was worth it at the end of the day. Finally, achieving success in sports brings a sense of accomplishment and pride. Whether it's winning a championship, setting a personal record, or simply performing to the best of my ability, the feeling of success is incredibly rewarding. It's a reminder that all of the hard work and dedication was worth it, and it gives the motivation to continue striving for excellence. Overall, my work as an athlete matters to me because it's allowed me to lead a fulfilling and meaningful life. It challenges me to be my best self, helps me to build strong relationships with others, and brings a sense of pride and accomplishment. These are incredibly important to me, and they are just a few reasons why I love what I did, because it helped me understand my why. Knowing our why can be a powerful tool. It can help us stay motivated and focused even when things get tough. It can give us resilience, determination. We need to overcome obstacles and setbacks. But it's not just achieving our goals. Knowing our why can help us make better decisions and stay true to our values. It can help us prioritize what's important to us and make choices that align with our long-term goals and aspirations. So, how do you find out your why? One way is to think about your values or our values and what's important to us. What do we stand for? What do we believe in? Another way is to think about long-term goals and aspirations. What do we want to achieve in our careers, our relationships, our personal lives, and what kind of impact do we want to make on this world? Once we know our why, it's important to keep in mind as we pursue our goals. Again, it can be easy to get sidetracked, lose sight of what's important, but when we keep our why at the forefront, it helps us to stay focused again and motivated. So I encourage you to take some time to think about your why. Why did you choose your sport? What do you want to accomplish, and why it matters to you? You cannot only talk about your what and your why. You have to connect them. First of all, it's important to clarify that the what refers to the specific action or goals that you're striving for in your sporting career. This might include training for a certain event, winning a championship, again, setting personal records. On the other hand, the why refers to the underlying motivation or purpose behind these actions. This might be a desire to prove something to yourself, to inspire others, or to pursue a sense of fulfillment or accomplishments. So how do you connect your what and your why? Here are just a few tips. First, you must identify your values. Take some time to think about what is most important to you in your life and your sports career. These values can help to guide your actions and provide a sense of purpose. Set clear goals. It's important to have a clear understanding of what you're working towards in your sporting career. Make sure that your goals are aligned with your values and your why. You must reflect on your progress. Take time to regularly reflect on your progress and how it aligns to your values and why. This can help keep you motivated. Find role models. I had so many, and I'm so grateful. Look to others who have been successful in their sports career and consider what motivates them. This can help provide inspiration and guidance as you work towards your own goal. By connecting your what and why, you can stay motivated and keep things at the forefront. This can also help you achieve success in your career and also in your life. As I finish this evening, I want to leave you with a story of some very important persons during my life who helped me where I am today. Their commitments of not just improving my life, but the lives of everyone that they came in touch with. Miss Maudlin Ferguson, my former principal of St. David's Catholic Secondary School. I can be here all night, but I know everyone is hungry and everyone wants to go eat. At St. David's Secondary School, we weren't only athletes, we were student athletes. No matter how good you were, if you did not do what you needed in the classroom, you were treated like a regular student. You will not participate in sports. I learned at an early age that I was not entitled because I was good at what I did. Track and field was just what I did. At St. David's Catholic Secondary School, we were taught that we need to understand that discipline, respect, dedication, hard work is the first step to being anything that you want to be in life. And Miss Maudlin Ferguson made sure that every student in the building knew that that came first. And I must say, while it was tough being at St. David's Secondary School with a principal who did not give you any leniency, it made me who I am today, and I am forever grateful. This next person, I can speak all day and all night about her, but Miss Denise Williams. She was not just my coach or my food and nutrition teacher, she was a mother figure to me as well. And yes, I do have a mom, but we do have moms, right? And everything that I am today, I owe it to her. For the sacrifices that she made, not only sacrifices going to the track and practicing, but everything that we needed, even if it meant giving us her last dollar, she would. And coaches, please understand that we appreciate you, because no one understands what coaches go through in making sure that the athletes are prepared and getting them to where they need to be. Some of you have stayed without money to give us money. Some of you have taken away from your own children to make sure that we had. So again, thank you for everything that you have done. And if you're a coach tonight and athletes, please understand that no matter where you are, where you go, do not forget who helped you along the way. The next person is not here with us. Miss Margaret Payne was also someone who was very helpful in my journey to where I am. And while I am calling names, the Grenada Athletic Olympic Association and everyone in Grenada have helped me in some capacity to be the person I am today. And I am forever grateful. To my parents who had me very young, and yes, they did not understand what in the world they were doing, but I am here today to say the challenges that they went through, the things that I've seen throughout my life, helped me to understand what not to do and what I need to do. And there's no such thing as mistakes. I am definitely not a mistake. I am someone who deserved to be here, and I am truly blessed that they gave me that opportunity to be here. To my families, my husband who cannot be here, and my lovely daughter who is sitting in the front, soon to be the next Grenadian 400-meter runner. I want to say thank you for everything that you have done and all of the support and sacrifices. My family here in Grenada and abroad, I know you all are listening and looking on, and I want to say thank you all so much for everything. Before I leave tonight, I want to make it, I don't want to say just make it, but I want all of our athletes to understand that it takes a village. It takes a village to get where I am today, and it will take a village to help you to get where you're going. Understand that the sport that you're participating in is what you're doing. you need to understand why you're doing it. We have paved the way for you, and now it's your responsibility to pave the way for others. That means giving back. It's so important to give back. I had an opportunity to visit St. David's Catholic Secondary School, and I had an opportunity to visit Corinth Primary Sports, and to see our young men and women so excited just to see someone or hear from someone, it means a lot. So that means our work is not over. We have to continue to push forth. And when things don't go your way, you don't give up. You continue to push forth. I never dreamt of being an educator, never dreamt of being a principal, God knows. But you know what? It was my why, to inspire young men and women. And tonight, I hope with my speech, I did not just inspire our athletes, but I inspire our leaders and everyone in here, because it's going to take us all to move Grenada forward in sports, education, and every area that we desire to do well. So to end tonight, I want you to have 3 big takeaways. Understanding your what or our what and why, and giving back to continue helping others. I do not take this lightly. I am really honored to be here tonight and to be representing on such a stage, being the first female to be invited. And while I speak a lot about what I want and would desire for our female athletes, males, please don't feel frustrated with me. I am just really a big, big, big advocate for pushing young women and making sure that we understand that we can do whatever we put ourselves to. We can. And for all of our athletes tonight, all of our coaches, and everyone who have helped with tonight's event and to make this special, thank you, and God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause going for our featured speaker of the evening, Mrs. Hazel Ann Regis Buckles. I want to shed light on something that you said. Your parents knew exactly what they were doing. They may not have thought of the outcome. But on the other side of that coin, the outcome brought forth a miracle. They knew. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite to the podium our next speaker. And Hazel Ann said that, she would be very short. And it reminded me of something that a gentleman said when he was called to the podium one time. And he said, "Blessed are those who are called to speak and speak short, for they shall be called to speak again." Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite to the podium the line minister for the Minister of Sports, the Minister for Sport, the Honorable Ron Redhead. He's the Minister for Youth and Sport. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jason. I intend to be very short. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Government congratulates the Grenada Olympic Committee on its hosting of this important event for our athletes. The return of this important award signals Grenada's resilience in combating the negative impact of COVID-19. This resilience in sports must be accredited to the hard-working sportsmen and women in Grenada and has not gone unnoticed by the government of Grenada. Government is fully committed to the expansion of the national policy on sports and physical activity, which will see the further strengthening of our grassroots schools and community programs for all our athletes. Additionally, the strategic focus on sports tourism has seen a tremendous push to enhance our facilities and design new and creative initiatives for our sportsmen and women. The just concluded visit to Jamaica was successful and will go a long way in strengthening and developing Grenada's framework in ethical behaviors required for sports and anti-doping. In 7 months, government is proud to announce that it has invested close to $2 million in sports and physical activity through education of our sportsmen and women, support to associations, and other programs for athletes. This, we believe, is fostering greater collaboration with associations and clubs through parish councils and other groupings, which will soon come on stream. Notwithstanding Grenada's scarce resources, this is testimony to our commitment to sports. We have successfully introduced the sport of rugby and will continue to build it out to the schools and community, and will continue to introduce others such as squash and chess in our schools. We are also actively looking at expanding sailing and swimming, and will seek a private-public partnership to the constructing of an aquatic center. With all these efforts and more, we can safely say that sports is on a steady direction for sustainability and further strengthening in the interest for all. So athletes, as Sister Hazelland said, those of you who won and will continue to win tonight, take it and run with it. Continue to run an excellent race and ensure that you pass that baton on to the next generation so that they can break your record and continue a good leg of running for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. Thank you very much.
Honorable Ron Redhead, thank you, sir. Thank you for taking the bull by the horn and urging everyone to keep pursuing, keep going, never slow down, never give up, like Ms. Regis mentioned as well. It's an honor to be here with you this evening, and congratulations and everything. Fantastic. So it's time to move on to a little bit more entertainment. We have some entertainment coming up again. Compliments Renee Mapp. She is a phenomenal panist. Please help me welcome her on stage once more.
sure if it's me alone, but a bug doesn't bite all when all you hear that pan music play and thing. It doesn't feel something running through your veins when you hear that steel band music. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on speedily tonight because we're nearing the end. And I'd like to invite now to present the Memos Award, former president of the Grenada Olympic Committee and a true son of the soil, a man who has contributed immensely to the Grenada Olympic Committee and sports in general. Ladies and gentlemen, he is not as agile as he once was 40, 50 years ago, but he has the memories to prove and to show. Please put your hands together for Mr. Royston Lahaye.
MEMO's Executive Masters in Sport Organization Management. It's an executive master's program which is offered to national Olympic committees around the world. And this program is based on 4 face-to-face education and training sessions. And it allows persons to experiment their newly acquired knowledge directly into the sporting organization. MEMO's the schedule is over 11 to 12-month period, and it consists of 3 to 12 days of residential sessions, each dedicated to 2 or 3 main subjects, and a 3-day final session, which is devoted to the defense and presenting our participants' personal research project. Ryan Joseph, he studied and he presented on the formation and development in club structure of basketball in Grenada. Mr. Joseph is the first Grenadian to successfully complete the requirements of the university certificate in the Executive Masters in Sports Organization Management, which was done in Ottawa, Canada. So a special presentation of memos to Mr. Ryan Joseph.
Mr. Lahaye, thank you so much, sir. Good to see you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause once more for Mr. Royston Lahaye. And now we move on. Of course, this evening we've been celebrating, a lot of our national athletes and their outstanding performances for 2022. But then we also celebrate long-standing service members, and we have 2 awards to present this evening. I'd like to invite to the front Mr. Bernard Wilson, President of the Grenada Olympic Committee, to assist with the presentation.
Our first awardee of the Grenada Olympic Committee, pleased to recognize and honor with a special award tonight, Ms. Athira Grant. Ms. Grant has dedicated the greater part of her life to the service of sports, in particular track and field. For more than 4 decades, she served in various volunteer capacities, including Assistant General Secretary, and Treasurer. She exhibited commitment and displayed a passion for sports that is unsurpassed. Ms. Grant was a member of almost all local organizing committees of major competitions held in Grenada, such as Whitsuntide Games, OECS Games, Character Games, CAC, and the Age Group Championships. She also was chaperone to character teams, taking on the role of mother to many athletes, some of whom remain her dear friends to this day. During those championship events, she pioneered the establishment of booths for the selling of games jerseys and other souvenirs and memorabilia. she was directly in charge of this aspect of games. She is still actively involved in the work of the local committee and could be called upon at any given hour to assist and would willingly oblige. She is most noticeable these days, assisting at the entrances at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. Ms. Grant is a true volunteer who has served with great dignity and humility. Unquestionably, she is one of the unsung heroes of sports in Grenada. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Ms. Athira Grant. Fitzgerald Naka Joseph hails from the town of Guave in the parish of St. John, and the Grenada Olympic Committee recognizes and applauds him for contributing more than 40 years to sports administration and coaching. Basketball is his forte, but he has also given yeoman service in the fields of martial arts, netball, and football. Between 1986 and 1998, he attended coaching clinics at 4 colleges and 6 universities overseas. He has spent over $50,000 of his own funds attending these training institutions. Mr. Joseph is a Level 3 National Coaching Certificate of Canada. His generosity and love for sports encourage him to help local coaches and prospective coaches with coaching education. His coaching experiences include head coach of Atromake United Basketball Club, head coach and technical director of the Grenada Basketball Association, head coach from 2001 to 2012 of the Naka Joseph Basketball School, and from 1987 to present, he has been head coach of Sparklers Basketball Club. Sparklers have participated in 36 senior basketball tournaments in 35 years. They were in 36 semifinals, 29 final, and were champions 24 times. They were also the knockout champions from 2013 through to 2018. Between 1990 and 2009, he conducted coaching clinics in Trinidad and Tobago, Canada, Guyana, St. Vincent, and London. As an administrator, Naka coordinated the St. John Basketball League, the St. John's Primary School Basketball Competitions, the Vitamalt Holiday Program, and was president of the Grenada Basketball Coaches Association from 1990 to 1998. Naka also assisted basketballers in pursuing postgraduate and graduate studies in the United States. 16 graduated with bachelor's degrees and 6 with masters. He also assisted with the physical preparation of Grenada's first pro netball player, who was contracted by the Celtics Dragon. With her help, the team moved from their regular bottom table position to the final of the English Super League in 3 years. We can also add author to the name of Naka Fitzgerald Joseph. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Fitzgerald Naka Joseph.
And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joseph is unable to join us this evening, but we have Mr. Anthony Benjamin, who will receive the award on his behalf. And we have many more awards to present. The next area is of Paralympian. My apologies, Paralympian.
This athlete is a symbol of Paralympics growth among our increasing number of athletes. In 2022, she did not compete in regional and international games because of the limited resources of the Grenada Paralympics Committee. Nevertheless, she kept actively engaged in competing in the Grenada Athletic Association Development Games and domestic meets. Her best throw in the javelin was 31.36 meters, which is an improvement on her 2019 top 10 30.28 ranking in the Americas. She's a member of the St. David Track Blazers Track and Field Club, and she's the first Grenada para-athlete to represent the country at the Summer Paralympic Games, doing so in Japan in 2020, and the first also to participate in the World Paralympics Championship in Doha. Her aim in 2023 is to throw the javelin more than 32 meters and to improve her chances of greater recognition in the Americas. Ladies and gentlemen, the most outstanding female Paralympic athlete, please welcome Ishana Charles.
Paralympian male.
This athlete, a member of the St. David Track and Field Club, first represented Grenada at the Desert Paralympics Grand Prix in Arizona and medaled in both the javelin and the 200 meters. In 2022, he participated in the Grenada Athletics Development Games, and with great enthusiasm, he competed against able-bodied athletes in both javelin, the 200 meters and 400 meters, and improved his time in the javelin throw. In 2023, he is challenging himself to achieve times and throws that would allow him to represent Grenada in the November Pan American Paralympic Games in Santiago, Chile. Ladies and gentlemen, the most outstanding male Paralympic athlete of 2022, Nikel Walters.
Of course, you heard it earlier, behind every great athlete, you've got a fantastic and an outstanding coach. Let's find out who the outstanding coach, of course, an outstanding contribution, who that winner will be this evening.
The American John Popovich opines that the job of a coach is to set the bar high, inspire athletes to reach this bar, encourage them, and most of all, guide them in the best possible manner and in the most supportive environment. Paul Phillip epitomizes these words by Popovich. As a matter of fact, he surpasses those expectations. Mr. Phillip is an exemplary individual who inspires, as he's always willing to share his knowledge and experiences with others. He continues to realize success through the outstanding achievements of his athletes. In 2022, he coached Anderson Peters to his second major championship at the World Athletics Championships in Oregon and a silver medal at the 2023 Commonwealth Games. Most significant is the fact that he was integral in him obtaining the 5th longest throw in history. Also at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, he provided critical support to Kurt Felix and Lyndon Victor in the decathlon and Josh Boateng in the discus. This extended to advising and offering critical analysis before the Games. Paul also provided consultancy coaching services and coaching support to all his former athletes, now based in the U.S. and other athletes based in the Cayman Islands, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the United States. Athlete Albert Reynolds of St. Lucia benefited from his expertise in the javelin event as he was engaged in the Javelin Academy of the St. David Track Blazers. Paul contributed significantly to Grenada obtaining 3 of the 6 medals at the Character Games. Gold from Rayvon Telesford, bronze from Cameron Thomas, and Serena Alexander in the javelin event. Additionally, he has rehabilitated and worked with cricketers Nicholas Redhead and Ryan John, both of whom have now qualified for the Windward Volcanoes team. Paul continues to provide stalwart leadership and the head coach of the St. David Track Blazers. He actively supports the programs of the Grenada Athletic Association and has served as manager coach of several national teams. He coached in the Grenada Athletic Association's on-track program and officiates at track and field events. Paul Phillip is a coach who is humble, dreams big, and looks to derive the positive in all individuals. He also has the biggest smile you've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Coach of the Year, Mr. Paul Phillip.
Congratulations, Coach. And now we move on to Outstanding Sportsperson, People's Choice. Now, meant for the female firstly, and just to let you know that this category would have been voted via social media, Facebook and Instagram. And we know a lot of the youth would have jumped onto the opportunity to vote for their favorite sports person, male and female. Let's find out who the winners are. Female. I'll do the honors for you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the People's Choice Award for Outstanding Sportsperson Female is none other than Ronisha Frank in the discipline of football. We move on to Outstanding Spokesperson, People's Choice Award winner in the male category. And the Oscar goes to... Ladies and gentlemen, the People's Choice winner for male. He is involved in the sport of table tennis, Mr. Cedric Marquez. Congratulations, and we'd like to say also thank you for the lovely gifts to our People's Choice winners. Compliments, Rouge Duty Free. Mr. Wilson, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're nearing down, so we're winding down and we're getting ready now to present two awards for the male and female junior sports personalities of the year 2022. I'd like to invite to our stage Mr. Ron Redhead, the Honorable Ron Redhead, the Minister for Youth, Sports and Culture. Please put your hands together for the Honorable Ron Redhead. Ladies and gentlemen, the Junior Sportsperson of the Year, female.
This young sportswoman is a genuine role model for other Grenadian student athletes, exhibiting an admirable balance of academics and sports and excelling in both. a national swimmer. She broke 4 regional records, the 100-meter and the 50-meter breaststroke at the Goodwill Games in Trinidad and Tobago, and in the events also at the OECS Swimming Championship in St. Lucia. She also set 2 new Grenada national records in the 100-meter and the 50-meter breaststroke. In addition to the point standing of FINA, which is the International Swimming Federation, she currently holds the second highest point standing in Grenada in the female category in the 50-meter freestyle with 620 points and the 50-meter backstroke with 618 points. Academically, on completion of her CSEC exams, she attained all 11 subjects. And the award goes to
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the female junior sportsperson of the year 2022, Anika Otway. Gentlemen, we move to the junior sportsperson male.
This rising Grenadian star player caught the attention of the Windward Islands and West Indies cricket selectors. He made his first-class debut for the Windward Volcanoes in the 4-day Caribbean Championship. He was selected to the West Indies under-19 team that participated in the under-19 World Cup and also chosen to play for the West Indies A team in their series against the Bangladesh A. He scored a century for West Indies in the World Cup. A participant of the West Indies Academy, he also was selected by the Barbados Royals for the 2022 CPL.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Teddy Bishop, the junior sports personality for the year 2022. Teddy is not with us this evening, so someone will collect on his behalf. Mr. Johnson Richardson of the Grenada Cricket Association is here with us, and he will collect on his behalf. Thank you very much, Minister Ron Redhead. Thank you very much for your presence with us this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the wire. It's time for the announcement of the Sportswoman and Sportsman of 2022. To assist with the presentation, I'd like to invite Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade, Governor General, to the stage to assist with the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, Sportswoman of 2022. And the Sportswoman of 2022 is congratulations to Afi Fletcher. Ladies and gentlemen, Afi Fletcher, by the way, who's my cousin, yes, she's not here with us this evening. I know her lovely mom is here, but also technology has made something absolutely possible this evening. I understand Afi will be giving a vote, thanking. We're going to link with her in a matter of moments. We're just waiting for our tech guys to make that possible.
Pleasant night, everyone. I want to start off by saying thanks to the Almighty Father who continues to bless bless me and give me the strength to be able to represent Grenada and the Caribbean thus far. 2022 was the year challenges began in my sporting career. That's when it showed how strong of a woman I am and have become. Over the past years, I have won several Sports Woman of the Year awards. However, tonight's award is the most meaningful one yet due to the aforementioned challenges. Therefore, I would like to dedicate this award to my son, Audie Reddy. You changed me from being a player to a mother who plays sports as a profession. Thanks to my families, who continues to be my pillar of support. Thanks to my friends. Thank you to the coaches, trainers that had impacted some aspect of my career. Thanks to the fans for your love and support always. Also for voting for me as your choice. Thanks to the selection panel for recognizing my achievements in 2022. I will continue to make this country proud. Thank you. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sportswoman of 2022, Affy Fletcher. Once again, her mom will collect that beautiful trophy on her behalf. Congratulations, Affy. Ladies and gentlemen, the final award for this evening, Sportsman of 2022. And that award, or trophy, goes to Anderson Peters. The 2022 Sportsman of the Year, 2022, Mr. Anderson Peters. Congratulations, Your Excellency. Thank you so thank you so much for assisting with the presentation of the final Creme de la Creme Awards.
We'd like to thank all those who participated in distributing awards, and congratulations to all our winners, junior and senior sports personalities of the year, and our coaches and the long-standing awards, and everyone who would have received awards this evening. Thank you very much. Your continued support and hard work we continue to acknowledge as we continue to do the work of the Grenada Olympic Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on the verge of the vote of thanks, and very shortly we'll be calling on the second vice president of the Grenada Olympic Committee. So let's put our podiums back in place and then we'll have that. Thank you.
Good evening. It comes at a point in time where the patrons would like to get up and dance. But when the organizers insist that it must happen, the vote of thanks, extending gratitude. The board of directors of the Grenada Olympic Committee will first like to thank you, Madam Governor General, ministers of government, peers, ambassadors, for being here, because we understand that your presence make our event more than just an event. We thank you. To the government of Grenada for joining with us to ensure that this activity happens. We hope that the camaraderie continues for the development of sports in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. Thank you. to all well-wishers, to all who are here, to all who gave out medals, to Mr. Garvey and his team, to Pier 57 for an excellent atmosphere, to the staff, the GOC, to those who went before us, Mr. Lai, Mr. George, but particularly to you, the athletes. We want to thank you very much for your continued effort and work on the field of play. We want to thank you for giving up of your time when you can be resting and chilling out. But you go and you train and you work hard to ensure that you excel so that we can have this moment. To each and every one of you, thank you for being here and have a great night. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and thanks again to everyone. We have just come to the end of the official part of the evening, and we look forward to having you again for the 2023 Sports Award when we come back. Thank you very much to my co-host, Mrs. Lexanne Fletcher, and yeah, we gotta do this, come on. You don't want to walk out on a stage with me, but that's all right. Please do not ask me where the limp came from. I might or might not share it. You don't want to hear that story.
It was an absolute pleasure. It was a pleasure being here this evening, sharing this moment with you, sharing this moment with all these beautiful Grenadians and also visitors alike, and the athletes. Congratulations again. Well done. Congratulations.
Athletes, yes. And remember one thing as we leave here tonight. The grit and determination that you learn in sport will take you through for the rest of your life. Have yourselves a good night, and God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. God bless.
Brenda, awesome. Thank you. I can't leave without
Did you know that our changing climate is disrupting weather patterns and continues to cause more intense weather systems? Did you know that at least 3/4 of natural disasters are water-related and their intensity and frequency is increasing? Did you know that rising sea levels can cause a